Now joined by TSN hockey insider Chris Johnston. Chris, the Leafs are not updating William Nylander's status. Luckily, you have an update for us.
Absolutely. He skated on Sunday at the Bruins practice rink. The first time we've seen him on the ice since Wednesday's game in Tampa. And, I'd say it's mixed results, mixed viewing in that time. The good part is that William Nylander was on the ice for nearly an hour, just shy of that fact. I thought he looked a little uncomfortable in his movements, but maybe got a little bit better as time went on. But, not a lot of hint in terms of whether he's going to play or not. But, the fact he skated, the fact he stayed out that long, he wasn't conferring with any medical staff or anything during that time, I do think bodes well. And obviously, he's trying to get himself in a position where he can get into this series as soon as possible.
It feels like Fort Knox around the Leafs right now. Listen, there's always secrecy in the playoffs, but what do you make of how Toronto's handling this?
Well, it's a level up maybe from what you'd call normal. And things have changed in the organization since the last playoffs. There's a new general manager, Brad Treliving. Remember Sheldon Keefe said, Tree made it known that there's not going to be daily injury updates at this time of year, so it could be coming a little bit from on high. It's an important time of year for the Leafs, and I think the nature of this injury, they're not entirely sure when Nylander will be able to play. It seems as though it's something about comfort for him and how he's able to go, and so maybe there isn't necessarily a firm timeline, and so it's the playoffs, man. Everybody's day to day, and show up tomorrow and see who's playing the game.
Nylander rarely misses time, but his absence clearly felt in Game 1. Where do you think the Leafs miss him the most?
I think transporting the puck was the biggest one that stood out to me. Obviously, there's not as much of a puck-moving D as the Leafs once were. Opted for maybe a bit more physicality back there. And then the neutral zone was a problem for the Leafs in Game 1. They weren't able to get through, establish possession in the O-zone. Those are all things that I think of when I think of William Nylander. I mean, he's a one-man breakout machine when he's at his best and certainly can gain the O-zone. So, he's missed everywhere. He's someone who plays on PP. He's a penalty killer for this team. Obviously had a fantastic season with 98 points. But I think that the Leafs are going to try to set up more of a territorial advantage in Game 2, and so if he's in, that's better than if he's not.
Secrecy on the Boston side of this series as well. No update on who they will start in Game 2 of this series. Coach Jim Montgomery only saying the coaching staff still contemplating that.